Hey, you guys want to hear my pump go on randomly while I'm trying to film a video? Just wait. It'll do it. Yeah, the water pressure is still low after the dry season, so we're kind of waiting for the water pressure to come back up to our area. We've talked to multiple people and they said, well, we just don't have enough water to get it all the way to your house. So for now we're running the pump, but for a few days last week, the pump actually died and we had really no running water most of the day for multiple days. Just a little trickle that came from the county water, and well, you know, at least it was raining some, and we had the rain barrels, and we had a little backup water, and we have the river. If you really have to go and get something done with water, we can always haul it up from the river in buckets up the mountain. It's fun. Today I wanted to take you on just a little tour around, take a look at some of the plants and what's going on with the fruit trees in the little fruit tree nursery, and take a look at the garden beds, and just a couple little things. Thought, why not show you guys what's going on right now. Things are starting to look a lot better now that the rain is back. I am very happy that it's the rainy season. Yep. All this is Coccinea grandis, aka the perennial cucumber, which flew through the dry season and has continued to just go insane now that the rainy season is here. We're picking as many as 20 or 30 little cucumbers at a time. Unfortunately, my wife just picked it, so I don't have any to show you at the moment. But it has gone all the way down this fence line, so it's got a good solid 20 feet or so, I would say, of vines, and it wants to continue down on the ground here and go. This has great potential as an invasive species, but even better potential as a fantastic perennial vegetable. Coccinea grandis, the cucumber that eats your entire garden. Some of you have asked about my fruit trees from seed and how they've been doing. Well, we've got avocados here. Some of these got burned because it got really dry in the dry season and the water did not get into the bottom of some of these pots, but overall they're looking good. Coconut. These are coffees that we started. And mango. This mango is going to be grafted with a better variety. Cashew. Balimbi. Oh, my wonderful balimbis. Noni, with fruit on it already. Unbelievable how fast they go. And these are neem, which are looking really nice. Another neem right here, and another neem right here. All started from seed, you can see in my video. And down here, we have jackfruit, little baby jackfruit, which we planted in my own potting soil mix of rough wood and manure. This one here looks like it has that defect where it does not create chlorophyll, or not enough. That one's gonna die. This is why I always plant a couple in each one, and we select out, look at how good that one's doing. Oh, that one's kind of weeny, so we probably will select this one out and let this one grow. I always overplant seeds on purpose. Back here I have a soursop, just looking pretty good. They're all appreciating the rain, plus they've been fed with diluted urine, and they really like that. Got a fig here, which was started from a cutting. My pastor started it and gave it to us as a gift. My kind of pastor. And it is making a fig. So that's going to be the first one off of this. Ideally, I would have this in the ground, but, well, we don't really own any ground right now, so for now it's staying in this nice big pot. Here I have a lemon, one of those bumpy lemons I got from market, and I started from seed, and it's looking very good. It's about 2.5 foot tall now from seed, and probably will bear in just a couple of years. They grow quite quickly and they bear faster than some citrus do. Right here, putting on new growth, is a Malay apple, also known as French cashew, which is a very good, large, delicious fruit tree with fruit that tastes much like an apple, but I think a little more delicate in flavor and texture. They bruise very easily and they do not last long. You've got to get them right off the tree before the bugs and birds get them. Right here we have hot peppers coming up right here, and these are pak choy, and these are bird peppers, which are ready to be transplanted. These are, we found that we have to start things in flats first and then transplant them to the ground, because otherwise cutworms destroy things here. So these need to be thinned out. Obviously, I overseeded again, but we'll thin them out, and when they get big enough, we'll plant them out in their own beds. Over here I have coffee seedlings that I transplanted, and they are doing well. These were just little weenie. These were started from beans. These were planted around Christmas time, and are looking pretty good. These are the little tents that we created in the video on how to propagate cuttings the easy way, where Rachel demonstrated. These are Coccinea grandis, perennial cucumbers, which don't always make seeds, so you propagate them from cuttings instead. And they are still nice and green. It's been about 2 weeks, I think, since we put these in here. They're nice and green, and they're looking very happy, and they haven't wilted at all, which means they are going to root. I can almost guarantee you we are going to get probably about 100% take rate on these. Very nice. I just leave them here in the shade until they root up. And here you can see everything is looking very nice. We've got our pimento peppers, and we've got basil and green onions and some runaway pumpkins over there, and some beautiful looking sweet potatoes, and of course the cucumbers all over the fence. And then we've got the Celosia argentea, which we use as a green, and the big thyme down here, or Cuban oregano, or whatever you want to call it, and some other herbs. But I got in here and cleaned the gardens up and made them look pretty nice. So we're getting some good stuff going. Now that the rainy season's back, we can actually seriously garden instead of just leaving these things empty and half filled with sick plants. You really got to get that solid rain in here. And these beds have been fed really nicely with some good compost and biochar and ashes and everything else. Not to mention urine and Miracle-Gro. And over here, the refrigerator herb garden is looking quite well. We had some good rain after transplanting, and I think all these are going to do well in here. They haven't wilted. And if we get some nice gray and rainy days, it makes everything very, very, very happy. Much better than hot sun after transplanting, for sure. This is really handy. I'm really looking forward to seeing this thing fill in and produce lots of herbs for the kitchen. Rachel's very happy with it, even though when I told her I was going to drag a fridge home, initially she was not so thrilled on the idea, but when she saw how well it turned out and how convenient it is, she likes it, so we're good. Alright, a few people have asked about apples. This one dropped all its leaves, except for one little one up top here, but it's still alive. This one is looking good. And some of the others died from rot issues or lack of water and other things during the dry season. It's been very hard to keep water on them with intermittent water at the house, and some of the soil went hydrophobic, and I don't really have, I just don't really have good irrigation or anything out here like I used to have at my plant nursery. So basically I killed some of the apples, and some of them just died on their own or committed suicide because they were very sad. But we have 2 here, which is all we need for pollination, and hopefully both of these live. I'm probably gonna have to start some more seeds before too long. This is one of my son's garden beds out here with some tomatoes in it and a cantaloupe in the middle, and he's very, very proud of these yams. Daddy's boy loves his yams. He planted these yams along the fence, and they're looking really good, jumping for the sky. Over here is another one of the little kids' beds. And we planted this one with tomatoes. We actually got to get out here and weed. The rain has brought up some amazing amounts of weeds. These are a yard-long bean that grows as a bush bean, which is really kind of cool. They produce faster, but they don't produce as much. So this is the first time we're trying these. These seed came from Thailand, I believe. So this will be fun to see how they go. And they're looking very good so far. They like the soil here. The corn and the Three Sisters garden here, well, we had a problem. We planted corn in all these beds over a week ago and none of the corn came up, which means that the seed is dead. I've had a lot of trouble keeping seed here. It really needs to be put in the refrigerator. I never worried about that when I had air conditioning at home. I could keep seed for a year or two, but here I've found that seed will die in as little as 6 months. It's ridiculous how fast it gives up. So I just got some fresh corn seed and we are going to sow again and try again until we get these Three Sisters going. I was supposed to plant beans this week, but you know, you have to have the corn first. I was supposed to be corn and then a week later beans and then pumpkin, but oh well, we'll get to it. Don't worry, it's gonna happen. This mixed bed here is looking quite nice. You can see we have some celosia in here, we have some parsley, and we have some tomato transplants, and that there is some sort of pumpkin that decided to start itself. They always start themselves. They're amazing. Pumpkins are basically a weed here. And over here we've got some more tomatoes. This is one of my sons, this is my eldest son's bed, and he planted, you can see a watermelon there and a watermelon there, and then we stuck some tomatoes just in between, which will stake up, and hopefully the watermelons will grow around them and look good. But it's looking good so far. He's kept it nice and weeded, and it's beautiful soil down here. It's just spectacular. This bed down here is ginger, and that has not come up yet, but it should come up any day now. These here are the remnants of my pigeon peas. Some of them came back from the ground, but this little patch here is where the bull did not eat them. And so we're gonna get some pigeon peas here. Like I said before, I'm not all that impressed with the poor yields of pigeon peas, but this is real slopey ground right here, and the pigeon peas will just put something on it. It's getting dark, but I want to show you something. Look at this. Do you see that long, snaky thing? This is called a snake yam, and this is the shoot from it. A farmer friend of mine came down the road carrying this thing in a sack with this long snaky tail hanging behind him, and I asked him what it was, and it's a snake yam, and he said that these things will get 6 feet or longer beneath the ground, and this part here broke off and it would have gone like that much further. So of course we're gonna cut this into pieces and plant it. This one here is another variety of yam that is actually reddish on the inside. It's a red yam, and I believe it's a Dioscorea alata, except has a red tint inside. So when we cut it up, I'll let you guys see what it looks like. But that yam, that's a heck of a root. I mean, yes, that's a monster. I love it. Thanks for joining me. Check me out on the web at thesurvivalgardener.com. Also, if you want to watch my Survival Gardening 101 presentation for free, it is at the Prepper World Summit. I'll put a link in the description. There's a bunch of preppers and all kinds of scary stuff, fire and bombs and EMPs and all that great stuff to talk about. I pretty much just cover gardening because that's what I'm interested in. If the world ends, I'll be in my garden. And until next time, may your thumbs always be green.
I went to see David the Good. We listened to Portishead and drank spiced rum. He threw me off the ramp and broke my foot and broke my wheelchair, all in good fun.
This is really the prettiest place we've ever lived.